Hey, it's Sunday morning. We're back out in the shop with you guys. Gonna get back on the CJ2A project. Goals for today are going to be wiring to the rear of the vehicle, turn signals and all that good stuff done and ready. We're gonna try to get the loom down the fender, and I would like to see if we can get this brake master cylinder power steering pump dialed in. See how we go for today. A little bit of a late start. We been hiding from you guys a little bit, doing the family thing, and we will head off. Let's go. Okay. So I think I'm gonna build the harness to come across for low beam and high beam headlights to come into one each wire over here. We've already got the wires run out to here, so we should be good with that. We're getting rid of the pedal mount brake light switch. We're gonna go to a pressure sensing brake light switch so we don't have to mess with any of that stuff up underneath the dash and that new pedal we put in. And that'll eliminate a whole bunch of extra fabrication stuff we don't wanna really have to deal with. It'll make it much better. And if we can get this in, loomed up, brake booster done. I need to remake some brake lines. Looks like hell. So let's get some wiring done this morning, see how we can clean this mess up. Brand new. I got by the, sounds weird.
got by the Snap-on man?
Got by the Snap-on man. The official statement from the Snap-on guys are, the Snap-on guy got me. It's too bad they build all these cool tools and then we have to have them all. Worse than a stinking drug habit. It's not quite as illegal, but probably costs more money. All right, let's make some decisions here. So high beam headlights are what color? So brown, I believe, might be headlights. It'd be great if I could find where the heck I left stuff. Oh, look, right there. I blame Pop. And then we're going to find, I think it's this one. So that should be low beam. So if we pull on this, that one should shut off, which did. So that tells us that is low beam. Seems as our indicator light tells us when we're in high beam. So we know where that one's at. High beam, I don't know if I brought that one out yet. I've been running these. This grill was flushed out a long time ago. Joe flushed it out when he put that V8 in it because he needed the room forward and he needed a big radiator in it. The radiator actually intruded into the headlight buckets. So he cut the headlight buckets out, flushed the holes out, and put these surface mount lights on it. And Pop just added another set. So high and low beams are the same lights, just pointed different. So we'll take these low beam lights, which are literally just the lower mounted LED light, and we're going to wire them together as one. So these guys are low beams, these guys are high beams. So we'll build a harness for those. We used brown, so we'll continue brown. Let's grab some brown wire off the cart and go back to work. I'm going to use spade connectors on my headlight connections. That way, if we ever need to take the grill off, we can unplug the headlights and take the grill off without having to cut the wiring. It just will make it much easier to put back together if we have to. I also do a weird thing. A lot of times I'll plug these together, so when I make my connections, I know exactly how long my links are going to be. I can unplug them to get more room, but that keeps me from ending up with, I'm a quarter of it short from being able to plug this in, or I've got this big service loop, now what do I do with this? It's kind of a dumb little deal that I do. So I'm just going to take this and clip that guy off, so whenever I go in, I'm not bottomed out all the way against the front of my connector. Make sure I don't have any flyaways. Crimp this down. Give it the little tug test, and we should be good to go. And because we didn't back out the other side, or we didn't cut off on the other side, we can strip this back long up here where we can work on it. Get into our connector. Crimp this down. Tug test. And that will make that connection. Okay, so now, because it's green to there, we have green. Same sequence as before, except we're gonna pay attention on this one. We put the socket on the top and the male spade piece on the wire coming from the harness. This time, we're gonna swap that. So if we ever take this off, we go to plug things back in, you can't plug your high beam and your low beam lights in backwards. They'll only plug in one direction, not the boy band. This one needs to go on this side because of our choice to change. And crimped. Tug test. Grab us some green, pull it out here. Strip this back. Make sure we're seated. Try not to pinch my finger. Crimp. Tug test, and we're good. So, funny story. When we were in high school, we had a buddy that had a front wheel drive car. It was the only guy in our group that had a front wheel drive car. And we used to take the trays from Carl's Jr. and drive up on the back tires on the trays and pull the e-brake and go ice skidding on the trays from Carl's Jr. around the parking lot in the Carl's Jr. here in town.
We used to do that in the Wisteria Lane circle right in front of my QMS, that big old circle. We used to put on Ian Garrett's Honda, put the trays right underneath the tires.
I ran around with a group in high school that was all big horsepower stuff. Everybody was high horsepower guys, all hot rods. And I think the biggest one was Jeff McCauley's car. Was a 67 Chevelle Super Sport automatic car, and that car was freaking fast. It was probably 700 plus horsepower. We used to pile 5 guys in it and go to speed runs. No roll cage, nothing. It's a wonder we're all still alive. I can remember being downtown right on Spring Street, and I don't even remember what the guy's name was. Had a Fox body Mustang with a tunnel ram, dual carbs. He was doing donuts in the middle of Spring Street and slid to a stop and on the window. And the smoke finally cleared away, and it was a Paso PD cop. And he goes, "What happened?" And Pete was the guy's name. Pete goes, "Throttle stuck." And we'd been doing donuts for a while. And cop goes, "You should probably pull it over to the side, check that out." That was it. Walked away, left us alone. We all should have went to jail. So I'm going to pair these up. Put these into this yellow connector. I've already brought this low beam, made an extension whip out of here. So we'll bring it down just like this. Strip these both back a little farther than normal, and then we'll just pair them together. Put them in that connector, crunch them down. We're going to find us a bolt we can walk this on. And what happened to all our bolts? Should have been a bunch of fender bolts in here, but looks like they might have got taken out.
That looks kind of greasy.
That's a greaser.
That explains why it's greasy.
Not the right size. So the stereo blaring away. Well, that's enough. That might be enough. Guess what else? Turn the battery on. Headlight. That's the only one we have ground to right now. Alright, so I promised you guys I would put that in loom. There's that wire all loomed up through there, loom there. This is a wire for the horn. This is a wire for the brake light switch. And all the way over to the firewall. Cleaned up a bit, making things look a little better. I still got to deal with this small little rat's nest here. We'll get that all tucked away, zip tied all up, so this will all be behind the fender, back in the grill area, so it won't be super visible, but we'll get it all tucked in. I think we're going to make an attempt at this master cylinder. This is that Hydro Boost system, so we got to build some custom lines for that guy. But we will see what we can do. We lost the audio on this clip. We're going to go ahead and pull the mock-up lines off of the power steering pump and the hydro booster, get the hard lines made up and final assembly done. Enjoy the time lapse. All right, we've made it to the end of another day. We got that wiring taken care of. We got a good start on getting all those hoses in for the master cylinder and power steering unit. We made some critical errors, had to rebuild some stuff, but this is gonna be it for tonight. We're gonna get on out of here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one.